Hey, it's Matt Roush,
And Mike Brennan.
and we're back with another Monday edition of the M Squared TechCast.
So the first half of the show, the theme is Power of Women, and we have one of those with us here, Amanda Lewan, gosh, I've known you since you were a diva way back when, and you did, what was it, Michipreneur? That was one of your publications, right?
Yeah. I used to blog a lot and podcasts, and now it's the normal for everybody, right?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but one of the things that you did that impressed me was you're the same age as my daughter, and so she hasn't created a big real estate empire like you have, but maybe I'll give her a little time to do that, right? So you have Bamboo Detroit, which you've been doing now for what, 5, 6 years, something
Yeah,
like that.
Bamboo's been around about 7 years. We started it in
7 years.
2013 when folks were kind of just starting to come back downtown and move their offices down here. And then the first pandemic we've been through. I don't know about you guys. And
Well,
then now we're
Well, I was
expanding.
going to say, I wasn't around. I'm old, but I'm not old
oh,
enough
I
to have
thought
been
you were
around in
in the 1918
1918.
pandemic,
No,
man.
no,
No,
no, sorry. Okay. Yes, I was
You
serving in the
know?
Great War, and yeah,
Oh.
right.
Well, he's wearing his army uniform there, the green and everything.
Yeah,
So
my
anyway, let's talk a little
Spartans.
bit before we talk about what the other thing you're working on. Let's first, though, I always assume that folks don't always know what our guests do. So let's talk a little bit about what Bamboo Detroit is, what it does, and then we'll talk about what you're doing in Royal Oak.
Yeah, so Bamboo, we started in 2013 because there wasn't a space for people to go and work on new ideas. We always wanted to be a co working space, a flexible space to start and grow companies. Since then, have grown to we now have about 20,000 square feet downtown and opening our second location shortly next year. But what makes us unique is that flexible space and our programming and our community that helps usually a lot of entrepreneurs and creatives get started and start growing and tap into a network that supports you. So it's for us, it's really not just about offering flexible space, but that support that you need to really make it on your own as a business owner.
Mhm.
Uh,
So what kind of trends are you seeing in this market in terms of co-working spaces? I know, obviously, with the pandemic, people are worried about congregating in groups with people who aren't in their immediate households. So how's that affected the business?
Yeah, so I think like everything in commercial real estate, we obviously took a hit. But I will say that co-working, it's not what people think of. I think they think crowded, busy spaces.
Mhm.
Detroit really isn't full of crowded, busy spaces in an office sense term. And so it's actually mostly a mix of private spaces, private offices, space for teams 1 to 2 people, and then you share common areas. So there are some spaces where you mingle and some spaces where you're private and set apart from everyone. That being said, we've really encouraged, we have had mask wearing and social distancing and, sort of removed some of our seating and made that response to COVID immediately back in June when I think all of us were sort of reopening and readjusting. And so we do have people who come back to the office. They usually need a day out of the house to just have safe space to live stream, to record. Maybe they have kids at the house or they have a busy household. So it's definitely been slower, but we also, we expect that until we get through this pandemic.
So, how do you handle that when people do come in? How do you keep that social distancing? Do you require masks? What all do you do?
Yeah, so when you walk into our building, a mask is required to enter. And that's been the case since before it became a mandate. We knew our landlord started implementing that right away. And masks and social distancing actually work. We've been open since June and have had no incidences. We also require health screening. So, similar to a restaurant, we actually have QR codes up so that you just scan it, fill out a health form. And most of our members, because you are a member, you sign a contract with us, you are a part of a community, they treat it like their home. They treat it with respect. It's not a public space like grocery shopping or a grocery store. And so everyone follows the rules and we enforce the rules. We have managers on staff that monitor that and make sure everybody is following rules and also kind of clean and can manage the space regularly, where I think that's a challenge with normal offices. you don't have that facilities team usually to help manage all of that.
And then how many, do you have a limit on how many people can be in there at any given time or not?
We monitor it. We never have more than a handful of people across all the floors right now.
Mhm.
Most people who used to come into an office every day now come in once a week. So it's been very scattered and slow, which is good and safe. And we used to host a lot of busy events. We don't host any events in person anymore. We do that all virtually to support
Mhm.
people. So if you are working from home or you are taking that one day a week to come in, you're still connected to community, to grants, to resources. We do that through our newsletter to our members that goes out every week, and our virtual events, coffee hours, all kinds of things to keep people still connected no matter where they are.
So talk a little bit about the new location in Royal Oak, if you would. I know you had, now have you always been in the same location in Detroit, or have you moved around some? I seem to remember moving around a bit. So
Yeah, we did start in one building and then expanded and moved to another. But we've not yet expanded outside of Detroit. So we're very excited. Part of Bamboo's mission is to really unite and move our region forward. And so we see ourselves playing a role by opening more spaces in Metro Detroit. And our first one will be in downtown Royal Oak. We're right on Main Street, 220 South Main. It's the old historic furniture building, Bright
mm,
Ideas, that we
mm.
were able to purchase and renovate, so going from retail to modern co-working space. So we're very excited, and that sort of kicked off during COVID. The construction kicked off right during COVID. Was paused and then restarted, and now we're looking forward to opening at the beginning of next year. But what makes that building really cool is that it has this really awesome statement staircase that connects all three floors.
Mm.
Um, so it's going to be really good. And, we've learned a lot about how to make office space safe during COVID. And so we'll be opening with all of those procedures and policies, and designed a little bit more privacy and more distance between everything in the new location.
So how many square feet is it total?
It's about 20,000 square feet.
Just
Mm.
like the one downtown then, huh?
Yeah, just like our one downtown. Yep.
Okay.
And what street is that on in downtown Royal Oak?
We're right at Main Street,
Main Street and
220
what?
South Main.
Oh, okay, between
Um,
second and third then. Okay, gotcha.
yeah,
You're
right
right.
between second and third.
Yeah,
So you're
that's a
so you'd
very
be
busy
down by
area.
the Starbucks, somewhere in that area, right?
We're right across from a Starbucks and Atomic Coffee, which is my favorite. And then there's a parking garage right behind us.
Right.
But we chose Royal Oak because we knew it was so central to a lot of the suburban areas and still has a lot of great amenities that tech companies and growing companies want, like a walkable downtown and easy parking and like a nice prime area to attract talent. And so we are seeing people from all over the suburbs interested in that kind of location.
And you got a gazillion apartment complexes around there too. Those high-rise complexes. When I lived in Royal Oak a long time ago, and none of those were there. So it's amazing how much Royal Oak has changed over the few years here now. So,
Yeah,
That's
we're
pretty
really
much
looking forward.
unrecognizable.
oh, oops, go ahead.
No,
I was going to
I was just, okay, go ahead.
say, we're looking forward to being a part of the community.
Yes.
Okay, good. So tell me what kind of companies you've been attracting lately to Bamboo Detroit. What industries are represented, and who are these folks?
Yeah, it's interesting. Since reopening, I would say we're definitely seeing an uptick in startup companies. So people who maybe got laid off or
Mm.
had been consulting or just transitioning to starting a new venture. So we've seen a variety of new companies forming, and a co-working space, whether you're getting a virtual office or a physical presence, you get your mail address here and can access everything and get started. And like a trend towards wellness. So we've had a lot of mental wellness, even like a wellness platform starting up here. And I think some of that comes from this direct impact to COVID, which is really interesting. So I'm curious to see what kinds of companies we're going to see start up after we exit this pandemic.
All right, we got about 2 minutes left. So, any on pricing and stuff? Are you going to send folks to the website for them to check it out, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I would just say if you want to learn about the amenities in the building, go to bambooroyaloak.com. But for anyone listening, if you want to just get connected to a business community, please check out our website, our events. They're open. You're welcome to join. We have a really cool food innovation panel Wednesday night with Ford that we're excited about. So there are ways to still stay connected and networking, whether you're at home or looking to return to an office soon. So we hope to help you.
Traditional four-year students love Lawrence Technological University's thriving campus life, but LTU has always met non-traditional students' needs too. Lawrence Tech offers over 100 degree and certificate programs that can get adult students started or back on track. And most of our classes are conveniently offered evenings at our beautiful Southfield campus or online, so you can balance your social, family, and work life even while you power up your career. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.